Hi everyone, my name's Lou Sims and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'd love it if you became a subscriber, hit the notifications and just followed me on my crafty journey. So, I'm going to be using my Shady Designs Oval Frame It stamp sets 1 and 2. And what we're going to do today is we're going to create this card from start to finish. So we're going to create a shaped card using just the stamped elements from these two stamp sets. So let's put everything away and let's get started. Okay, I've taken the main image from the second stamp set. They all have original names like 1 or 2 because when I design, one of the things I struggle with is actually thinking of names. So it basically got Oval Frame It 1, Oval Frame It 2. You know, I couldn't think of anything more exciting than that. And I'm going to start, and I just want to stamp it near to the top of my piece of card. I'm using a bigger piece of card than I needed, but I prefer to do that as a just in case sort of scenario. Right, so we've got that there, and that's going to go and sit along the top here. So we've got that image there, as you can see. Right, now this stamp on the first one here is very, very relaxed. So when you put it down on your block, just put it down and let it find its place. But the reason it's a relaxed design, because we could have made the lines a little bit more solid, which would have made it a bit more rigid, was we wanted it to be that, yes, stamp that twice, it can be an oval, but also you can then change it. So all of a sudden I can make it longer like this, and I've got a completely different look with it. I can grab it and I can slowly move it so it becomes like a chain. And that was why the stamp is as relaxed as it is. So then it becomes different things depending on the project you wanted to do. So today I want to use it like a large bracket, but I'm just going to grab this stamp block in because it's a long skinny one. So I'm just going to stretch the stamp out very, very gently and just curve it in at the top and at the bottom like that. And so now we've changed the stamp altogether. And we're just going to quickly stamp that into place. Now I'm using Memento today because I thought I'd be really brave and actually do some colouring with alcohol markers. Not something I'm known for, I must admit. Right, so we've just got that going there. So now I've created that sort of line, and I'm going to repeat it on the opposite side. So we've got that shape going. So what I want to do now is I want to join them down the bottom here. So I'm just going to work out where I want to ink my stamp, so the two can actually join together. Now the design is loose enough that if it goes over, do you know, it doesn't really 100% matter. So I've worked out that I need to do it from that dot to that dot with the ink. But what I want to do is just clean the stamp down. And the reason I'm cleaning the stamp down is I want to get rid of the ink where I don't need it. So I don't leave a mark on there, I'm hoping, she says. Right, so I've changed that stamp. Right, I need to stretch that back out again because I changed it, didn't I, when I cleaned it? Never mind. Okay, so let's go again. And I'm going to go from that dot there to that dot there. I'm just going to get my ink pad. And as I said, it's a loose design that, you can, change. Now, if going like what I'm doing is a little bit of a pain, just ink the whole lot up and get your cloth or your tissue and just wipe away any of the ink that you don't want in different places like that. So now I can put this over the top I'm just going to put it along the bottom. So now I've got this design. Now I've got these bits coming over here, but as I'm going to be cutting this shape out, I'm not actually worried. Okay, taking this heart shape, because this set is about, you know, music, flowers, and everything like that. So we've got this heart with a note that runs through it. But what I want to do is I want to build the actual design up in the bottom here. So let's just move my stamp sets out of the way. I'm just going to stamp it and keep it in place. And we've got that there. And I've created myself some masks. But all I've done with the masks is I've just cut the heart shape out. I haven't cut the fancy twiddly bit out because I just couldn't. Well, I don't really need it. It can be there if you want it to be there. Right, so, and I just want to stamp up a few designs here. And I'm just deciding whether I need another one. No, we'll leave it like that. So I now got these sitting at the bottom of what would be like my jar. So the next stage is I'm going to start actually colouring all of these in. So I'm just going to move my stamps out the way and just grab my pens. Okay, I've chosen 3 greens that I like that go together. I'm just going to start now colouring in the actual design that I want to use. And I'm just going to slowly build up the colour. Right, so that's the green layer on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to colour the other layers that I've got here, again with alcohol markers. Alcohol marker, do the colouring that you love. You know, it doesn't have to be fancy, it's just different sorts of colouring that you can actually do. So, right, I'm going to get settled down and I'm going to start colouring these areas down here and maybe this top bit here. I'm not quite sure yet, but we'll see. Right, so I just wanted to create a little bit of a shadow layer just down there. Yes, I could build up a little bit more shadows, you know, around here and around there, but I just want to keep it quite clean, as it were, sort of thing. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to actually cut down the sides here and get ready to turn this into a card and add just something else to it. Right, I've cut this out. Now, I've cut mine by hand. If you've got an electronic machine, you could cut around the outside like this. I've also cut, obviously, as you can see, around that part there. Now, I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but what I want to do now is I want to create a card base. I want to turn this into a shaped card. So I've got another piece of card here, and all I'm doing is I'm just working out where it fits. So I want a little bit of an overlap. I'm just going to make a mark with my scissors and we'll trim that down. Okay, and then what I want to do is I just want to grab a pencil. She says hunting for a pencil now. And I'm going to work out that I want to have a little bit of a fold line. So I'm going to have, I'm just working it out there, a bit of a fold line there. So my pencil is going to be where my fold line is going to be to create this card. So let's just quickly trim those away. Right, so I've got this here. So now I'm just going to create that fold line. I thought, let's grab my bone folder because that would be much better to do. So I'm just going to do the crease, make sure the crease is creased. She says top and bottom. Right, so now what's going to happen is this part is going to sit along the top there. I'm just lining everything up, and we can then cut away the if I show it to the camera a little bit more. So this part here is going to make the crease to make the shape card, and I'm just making sure it's lined up at the bottom, and then I can do the glue along the top, and once the glue's taken off, I can then cut around the outside again to match the front of this card. So we're going to glue this piece up, and we're just going to let it do its thing while we create some other embellishments. So let's just put some glue. I'm going to use a PVA, EVA, you know, that sort of glue, because at the end of the day, it's my preference. You could use a red liner tape. I just prefer to use a wet glue. So we're just lining that up. I'm just going to push that down like that. And we're just going to push that, you know, oh, let's line that up properly so it doesn't slide. That would be a good idea. Right, so we've got that there. So I'm just going to put this to one side. Okay, to let it dry, and just go and grab the embellishments that I want to use on my card. Okay, so I'm hoping this is now dry, and it is. So we're just going to cut away the excess. Now, if you find it easier just to draw a pencil line all the way around and then open up your card away from the pencil line, go with what works, you know, for you. If you just want to leave it so it's just a rectangle, that's fine, and just cut away at the top. There's lots of different options that you can do. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to work my way around. There we go. So we've got one side done, as you can see there. So now the shape on the outside is the shape on the inside. And turn it around. So we've got the shape there. So when it stands up, the card stands like this. Now I've kept the bottom here straight, only just to help the card stand, but that is the only reason. You could still cut round there and the card would stand absolutely beautifully. Again, it's personal preference. So now what I want to do is I just want to have a look. This is the part where I don't do less is more very, very well. And I just don't stop, because I think, oh, let's add a bit of this, let's add a bit of that. Says me now grabbing some stamps. So what I'm looking for is, I'm just going to look at this little stamp here that's got the music on it. I thought it would be rather nice just to have a little bit of that in the background. And I'm going for a really light grey ink. So it's just going to act as a shadow, she says. But what I want to do is I just want to test it on a piece of card first, because I was using this with a black ink previously. So I just want to make sure, yeah, and that's fine. Actually, the second generation looks good as well. So what I thought would be nice would be to add just a tiny little bit of that in. Sorry, my chair keeps moving. I apologise. Right, so what I want to do is just in places, just want to add, and I actually think I'm going to take this off the block. I just want to add a tiny touch of the music notes in, and I'll lift it up once I've done it so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm just concentrating. So I'll lift that up in a moment. And then I've found some little tags I think left over from Christmas last year, she says. And I just want to stamp the music on there. And I've got two because I didn't know if I'd use two or one. So I'm just thinking which way around. Let's do it this way this time. And I am just going to put a little bit more ink on the top of that one there. Right, let's just tidy up and I'll show you what I've done. So it's really quite subtle, but I've just put a tiny little bit of the music there and just around here. You're hardly going to notice it, but it just adds, for me, it just adds something else. And then obviously on the tiny little tags I've created, I've just stamped that music there with the grey. So we've got those there. Now, like I said, this is my favourite thing. This is where I like to have a little bit of a faff. And I'm not, I would like to say I'm a less is more, but I'm probably not. I've got some twine, and I didn't know whether in my head that it could go and we could have the twine here with the tags coming down. So we've got a little tag coming down like that. And that's what I was thinking of doing, of just wrapping the twine around a couple of times from there. So it looks like the top of a jar. In the top of my head, that's what I was going for. And then I can now look at my tags. So I'm just going to grab and make a hole in the tags. Right, I've added the tag on, and I've used a little bit of 3D foam just to raise it up slightly. What I've also done is stamped and coloured some of the flowers you get with there, and also another one of the hearts. I didn't know whether I needed that extra little bit. This is just me, because I thought it would be nice just to add some of the, tie in some of the little elements that we've got elsewhere, so everything matches in together. Right, I'm just going to tie this up for now into a knot, and I'm not a bow person, so only because I can't tie them very well. Right, so we've got that going there. So I'm just going to move those strings out of the way. And I've got my little heart here. And I was thinking of actually just tucking it underneath so it sits there. And I've got my sentiment, which says much love, hugs and kisses, which I thought I could add on into there. And this is one of the clear sticker sentiments. If I put the sentiment in place, it means then I can work out where I'm going to put the rest of my embellishments. Right, I'm going to have to stand up to do this, so if my head gets in the way, apologies. So I've got that there, so that clear sticker there, so much love, hugs and kisses. And then I thought I could add in one or two of the flowers with some little bits of 3D foam. And then finally, I'm just going to add some gems. Right, what I'm going to do is, I think it's too much to have all of it there, but I'm not sure if I just cut it. Hold on a minute. If I just like it dangling down. So if I just cut it, I'm not sure if I like it just dangling down. So I might just have to do a little bit of stylized placement. Sorry, everybody. But as I said, this is where I'm at my worst. This is me faffing at the, at my worst. Right, so I'm just going to put that there. Okay, I think I've faffed with that for enough. And I'm just going to grab some gems now. I just think that would just be a finishing touch. And I'm looking for like a gold colour. Just to lift it a little bit and bring in another colour. Right, and that's, I think where I'm going to leave it. And that's my finished card. So just a quick way to use the stamps in a slightly different way and a totally different sort of feel, to create a shaped card. Thank you ever so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed that. Pop back, because I have a lot more tutorials coming using the wonderful Frame It stamp sets. Thanks ever so much. See you soon. Take care. Bye.